Hey Charlotte, what's up? Alright, these look pretty good. What I'm just looking at is your knees. Alright, make sure the knees stay back. I'm going to keep the mouse right here. And just kind of watch when you hit the hole. The knees slide forward ever so slightly. Let's check out this one. Yeah. So just kind of watch that forward shift just a little bit. Alright. So we got to make sure that we're driving the knees out, keep the weight back in the heels. Alright. But honestly, it's not really that big of an issue, except for when we get kind of later in the set. So as we get later in the set, just make sure you're shifting your weight back and you're driving your knees out. All right, and just specify what your strongest grip was, what your weakest grip was, and then also make sure that you're putting in notes. All right, as far as like what you're doing for weights, and then like how much you're resting and stuff like that, just so we could use that as a training variable. All right, so yeah, let's start using the power bars. I talked about that a little bit when we were there, but good on rack. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the bar to travel forward. Now, I want you to pause before you start. All right, notice how you unrack it and you just kind of go right into it. All right, so pause before you start. And what we want, why we want to do that is look at the arch here. All right, now if I back up, before you go, notice how I'll put the mouse right here. How flat the back is. It's not totally flat, but it's considerably flatter. I'll put the mouse here, and just look how much of a rise I get. You know, it's like a about 2 or 3 inch rise. So I want this position on your unrack. And when you're pausing, you could, before you start the rep, you make sure that you're in that position. And in that position, you're driving your knees out, you're getting your chest up, you're bracing. So you're setting everything up before you go. All right. And then in between each rep, we're going to use that as an opportunity to reinforce what we want to pay attention to, which is chest up, knees out, big brace. Powerlifting is all about doing one rep, so we want to duplicate doing one rep as much as possible. All right, so when we're taking a close grip, we're going to have to really pay particular attention to the elbow position. So the elbows are going to want to flare. Notice that elbow angle. So if you take the upper arm, it's kind of like out to the side. So we want to make sure that the forearms stay perpendicular. Okay, notice how they're just kind of flaring out to the side. So I want those elbows closer to the body, and they should stay right in line with the forearms. Okay, and the same thing, I want you to pause in between each rep and make sure that you're rebracing. Okay, and it seemed like this grip was your strongest, I think, because that's the last video. So we're always going to want to make sure that we're doing our weakest grip first and our strongest grip last, because that's probably going to be your grip that you're going to use at the contest, unless for some reason the wide grip feels a lot better. All right, all I need you to do here before you start, just shift your weight back on your heels a little bit more. Okay, notice how that bar travels backwards a little bit. All right, so you're here, hips a little bit higher, shift your weight back before you start. And really, that's all I see with these. I like how you're using the power bar. All right, and you can actually see on this one, the bar is kind of forward. Notice how the bar has to travel backwards. All right, so when you get in your start position, shift your weight back on your heels, and then let's get it.